Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Matthew Pajamas Stewart. Joining me is Jay Spots, and we're about to get into game number 2 of
The
the
funny
Chiefs
thing is I said it looks good, and then apparently Twitch chat is popping off and roasting you. So unfortunate.
Raise your pajamas, apparently.
I honestly think it is a good shirt. I'm going to buy myself one. I'm wearing it next week.
I'm wearing it sleep. It's going to feel great. We're going to get to game number 2 here. Chiefs taking on TM. Very decisive game number 1 from the Chiefs, and the first ban from them is going to be Fiora. I'm willing to say a bit of that was just Swiper hitting the button as fast as possible, just so Jish couldn't veto.
Yeah, potentially. The other thing is they were on red side last game, which means you have to ban Zach. A couple of other things you have to get rid of. So potentially was always the game plan. Let's give Coach Jish the benefit of the doubt. Blue side drafting a little bit easier on Summoner's Rift at the moment.
Syndra's the second ban to follow for them. Talia still being taken off the table. This is a ban we saw quite heavily
against Sin.
Against Sin. And
Tommy,
a few other
Ryoma.
teams in Rift Rivals too.
Tommy, best Ryoma. He's the best Ryoma I know. He's also one of the best Talias on the server right now.
But Swiffer's a good Talia as well. We just don't see it as much.
For sure.
Caitlyn is the next ban from TM. Still 100% win rate in the OPL.
Is it really? 8 and 8. Is that right?
8 and 8.
8 out of 8. Great bait, mate. I was trying to get it in there somehow, but you didn't say it's 8 and 8, so I was, bummer, as Carbon would say.
No memes. No memes creeping into this broadcast. Zach's the next ban coming out from the Chiefs. So blue side Zach ban.
Gone.
And they let him go. So first pick coming up from the Chiefs next. And we still have Thresher. Elise is available as well.
Lots of big power picks actually available right now.
Curious to see if they do pick up Elise, because only can pick Nidalee here, and he likes playing Nidalee into Elise.
I'm sure. That's certainly a possibility, but I also think that Elise's ganking pressure is just so much higher at the moment. And what we saw game 1 was a tendency to go bottom lane and try and get Raze ahead. And you need a champion that is able to match that in some way. Otherwise, it's going to be a difficult game to play, because Raze, if you give him any advantage at the moment, just looks like he is a legitimate hard carry threat.
Meanwhile, TM first pick Tristana.
I like Tristana at the moment. I think she's one of the best AD carries. There's nothing new to blind picking AD carry and support. So it's certainly what they're going to go for again. I mean, the Chiefs can just pick the Kalista lane again, and all will be normal.
Which still feels very strange as the Tristana is the first pick. Chiefs will be able to get the exact same draft they got last game. Alistar and Kalista could be picked up here.
If it ain't broken, don't fix it is my train of thought here. There's also other things, like the Cassiopeia are available that Swiffer likes to play at the moment.
But just so many teams, they don't get one of the picks that you see that are banned out at the bottom of your screen. They always go towards the jungle as well as AD carry and support route.
I hate the Chiefs. I hate them as a brand.
Still curious to see what they're going to pick up. So Kled, the pick that you predicted for last game, gets locked in for game number 2.
So they've got a pretty scrappy team comp right now. No real tank as of yet. Kled's going to certainly be more of that HP bruiser that we've seen come into popularity with the Titanic Hydra, Black Cleaver builds. See whether he goes towards Ravenous Hydra. It's something I've seen a little bit more in solo queue. I don't like it, Fish, but it has been around.
It's just Warmog's Atmas all over again.
Certainly is.
Goodness sake. Please don't make this meta stick. Meanwhile, TM pick up Rek'Sai.
A little bit safer in the jungle, and they've saved both their solo lanes, so they do get one of the counter... Oh, they get both counter picks, actually.
And this was... Rek'Sai was the answer to Elise when she got changed slightly. Reworked her ultimate. Has been the counter to Elise recently, and it's good to see only pick up a more team fighting based jungler.
I mean, depends. You can go Titanic Hydra here, right? And just absolutely hard farm, and we have seen him do it in the past.
That's true.
Getting rid of Gnar, very smart. Kled struggles to deal with ranged champions, at least at the start of the game.
Scary thing here is Praetor can always just go straight back to Jarvan if that's not the final ban from the Chiefs, which does alright. It's a Kled matchup.
Pretty decently. I want to see what Jax does as well, because Praetor is a big split pushing threat. I think that Jax is actually the best split pusher on the patch right now. And we'll see whether that's the case, especially if you're not like against something that can poke him out early, like a Jarvan.
Rakan is the next ban from TM. We've seen Kalista Rakan internationally, yet to be played here.
Yeah, it's like the good Alistar, pretty much. So getting rid of Rakan makes a lot of sense. Johnny's put together another pretty good draft so far.
final ban from the Chiefs is Camille over towards Praetor. So no Renekton ban, no Jarvan ban, no Jax ban. Praetor has a lot of choices, and I'm pretty sure they'll pick his champion here.
Yeah, I think they have to. I mean, you don't want to give Swift a counter pick when Cassiopeia, Kassadin, all those picks are still available. I have a feeling that we're going to see a blind pick.
Oh, no.
No. They're not going to do it. They're just going to take Orianna.
And that surprised me. We've complimented Cyclone on his drafts. Maybe it could be they want to secure the Orianna pick.
Maybe it's a Rek'Sai top. We just have no idea what we're talking about.
But, again, just very interesting. They know exactly what the top lane is going to be. They could go for the counter pick, but it seems like, again, Cyclone happy to pick up Orianna for Shock. He's had great games in the champion, even in games they've lost.
Yeah, for sure. I think that Shock's Orianna has actually surprised people at how proficient he is on the champion. People were talking about his Zilean, his Syndra. Of course, Syndra banned away. Zilean played game 1, didn't have that much of a good performance. But the Orianna has certainly been something that recently he has played incredibly well.
Final pick for the Chiefs. They've locked in Alistar for Ejim. He must be very happy that the cow is back in the current meta. And Cassiopeia is picked up by Swiffer.
And I mean, it makes sense. Into Orianna, it's not a horrible matchup. Going to be able to trade incredibly well early. Goes into the side lane better than the Orianna, which we talk about a lot, because being able to drag Orianna around the map and open up that mid lane turret is certainly something that forced her a little bit out of the meta fish. But if they go Jarvan here, I mean, they've got Jarvan, Orianna, Rek'Sai, and that is just a great wombo combo. Fight fire with fire. I like it out of the TM lineup, but I think that they've got a very decent draft here.
They do. They also have a lot more tools to work with in this game. As we mentioned in the last match, the super tanks from the Chiefs only really feared Tristana, and even then it was a couple items on Tristana only, so it wasn't even that devastating. This time around, as you mentioned, more threats. The only person that's not going to be dealing that much damage is going to be Tegan, and he will be pretty happy to play Thresh. They've already played this matchup once. We saw it didn't go too well for Low and Tegan, especially with all the camp that Spooks threw into the bottom lane. Hopefully we'll be able to see something shake up for them, because that seems to be the weak link on the map at the moment, besides Shock's Zilean, which is quite weird to say, because that was his one-trick
Yeah, no, that
champion.
didn't do well. Let's put that one in the bin. That did not perform well.
Not good call.
Glad to see him come back on the Orianna. And I want to see now how he does in a lane that, you know, it's Cassiopeia favored, but certainly shouldn't be a wash.
Yeah, certainly should not. Orianna's always been one of those staple control mages you can pick into almost any matchup.
Yep.
So curious to see how this one goes. But we've seen Swiffer do some crazy things already. In the Galio against Zilean matchup, almost picking up a solo kill at level 2, which was off screen. And
he also got, you know, the Penta with the Cassiopeia last week. And
he did.
Quite a good Cassiopeia player at the moment. Swiffer is one of those players that likes to spam out one pick in solo queue. Cassiopeia is certainly that at the moment. But I think that, you know, TM have put together a comp that is not as linear this time. It's no longer 1-4. They've got a split pusher if they want in Praedyth, especially if he gets accelerated, but they can also team fight. They've got a little bit of pick. They've got good vision control. So I like their comp a lot more this game.
And we've seen exactly that from Praedyth when he picked up Jarvan before. He's shown he can split push. He's shown he can team fight. And recently, the past couple of weeks only, I would say, he's been a lot more dedicated with how he uses his teleports for himself or for the team. For now, though, let's check in with Jish, who is standing by with Hingers.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Jish, and I want to ask about Game 1 in the comp, right? Do you think that we're going back to a tank meta? Because we're seeing a lot of beefy dudes coming out of the Chiefs.
I think that, yeah, the bot lane is definitely shifting towards tank supports, and I think that if a team's going to leave Galio up and not first pick it, then like it lends itself to a really easy tank comp.
All right, well, going into this match then, you picked Ali Kalista in your bot lane twice now. If Rakan was not banned, would you have picked that? Is that a stronger? Is it stronger than?
Yeah, I think Kalista Rakan's really strong lane.
I'm on the hype train.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely considered it. We talked about how they would ban. We still had 3 options for support, so yeah, it was probably going to be like either Alistar, Braum, or Rakan there.
All right, well, thank you for speaking to us and best luck in the game.
No worries, thank you.
There you go.
Jish is hilarious. So I've actually spoken to Jish about this. He wants to give nothing away in those interviews. He has been pretty vocal. So the fact that he gave us that we might have gone with Rakan if it wasn't banned, I feel is probably the most insight we're going to get out of him all split fish.
Potentially. I mean, very secretive man, Mr. Jish. Meanwhile, Ejim, he's swapped his skins again, Spawn. He's still Mukau, but he's got the purple jumpsuit.
Purple?
Oh, sorry, yellow. Colorblind. He's purple last game. But, yeah, not quite sure what he's trying to do. He's very confident with his skin tier list.
Yeah, I was about to say, he's normally very vocal about what beats what as far as skins go.
Maybe just trying to synergize her Raze, who's gone the yellow Callisto as well.
Yep, that's the SKT.
Tiga, meanwhile, is going to find both of them as Raze chucks a single spear into him. He'll lose the first minion, but he still gets the experience.
Yeah, it certainly does, and that's the important thing. I mean, when you're against Thresh, you're probably going to get shoved in anyway early. So being able to continue to get experience is certainly more important. You can see that Ejim's just trying to zone as much as possible with the Q, but now they'll back away.
Top side of the map, Swiper against Praetor. Actually, no, let's check on the mid lane, because Shock's already getting absolutely destroyed by the Snake Lady, chugging through his health potions. It's 9 CS to 1. Swift has complete control of this lane.
Certainly does, but it is going to hit the turret now, and Shock will be able to get something back in here. Levels plus 1 potion will get him back nearly to full, so it's not that massive of a deal. It just looks a little bit worse than it is, and now with the lane, you know, reversing off the turret, I actually think that, no, Spooks didn't lose it. I was going to say, I think that Only's 2-buff Spooks here, but he didn't. Jarvan coming across, going to look for a ward. Gets it nice and deep.
I believe you can still escape that with the Blast Cone.
Can you?
If you get it perfectly into the brush.
Yeah, well, nah, oh, well, yeah, cool.
He still gets spotted out as he walks straight towards the Tri-Brush. Just puts a ward down. Praetor backs off for a second.
Has used his Q now. Spooks wants double golems. And the reason that he wants this is he assumes now that Only is on bottom side of the map. Let's talk about that later. Fight bottom lane.
Tegan takes some damage. Hook will pull Ejim back. Raze is happy to just go toe-to-toe against Low, chucking spears into him. Low got a good trade with the satchel charge. Just small trades in the bottom lane, nothing too much happening.
And what I was going to say is that Spooks wants to be able to take that camp away because it should mean that Praetor has to go back. Ejim, stop it!
Just going to knock up Tegan here. Forces a heal and a flash. It's a lot more than I expected, and the stun comes out with all the minions piling on in. Only's going to make his way down, but the damage has been done by Ejim and Raze. They're so aggressive. Spooks making his way into the mid lane, repels away from the command attack. That forces a flash from Shock. Spooks wants it, has Cocoon, going to throw it out, locks him down, forces the cleanse, but Swiffer just did not trust his teammate.
Yeah, I mean, he knew that the cleanse was just there and wanted to grab the creeps. Then Spooks nearly killed him anyway. And Swiffer ended up flashing forward. You can see that Summoner Spell flash burnt on both Swiffer and Spooks there. Shock, however, has nothing left available. Meanwhile, somehow Praetor has got the very good end of a trade up in the top lane.
Swiper is going to be able to get back onto Skarl, so he could stick around if he wants.
Yeah.
Looks like he wants to go back home, though.
Nah, he's going to stick around. He's just doing the cheeky bait.
He's screaming out for Skarl. He's going to get it back here. Praetor gets some damage.
Some. A lot of damage.
And they lock down Tegan again. He throws out a hook, hits a minion.
Goodness gracious me, Raze is playing some good League of Legends. They can now see that Only is behind them, and they just don't care, Fish.
Only was like, oh, I got a gank, guys. And Ejim and Raze say, no, you don't. This is our town. Beat it.
Now, repeat gank into the mid lane.
In trouble. Repel gank again. Lands on top of the Orianna. Will he hit the Cocoon? Aims it. Lands it on top of the grounding. And Twin Fangs come out from Swiffer. Easy first blood. Will survive the turret shots as well.
Yeah, exactly right. So Swiffer already up massively in creep score. Now has that kill as well. Going to be able to go back and get a shot at his own leisure as the turret will be able to be reversed. Sorry, the creep wave will be able to be reversed. And that's just fantastic repeat ganks out of Spooks. The Shadow is back.
Really attacking the mid laner from TM in this match. Shock has looked good the past few weeks of the OPL, but up against the likes of Swiffer, just no match so far. Top lane, Praetor taking an absolute beating from Swiper. He's going to get knocked off Skarl soon, but puts a bear trap on the rope, forces the flag and drag. Praetor's forced back to base.
Yeah, and he's already used TP. I mean, Swiper must be close to level 6, so you don't want to stick in that lane. There's going to be big trouble if he does. Bottom lane is falling a little bit behind 3 CS, but more about how this lane is being played, Fish. And with an Elemental Drake and everywhere kind of, a Fire Elemental Drake and everywhere kind of going early game towards the Chiefs. Unless there's a good gank that comes out of Only, you have to feel like they're going to see a lot of pressure at this stage of the game.
Praetor does the right thing, which is he sacks the minions that have been pushed into the turret, goes back to base. So he'll lose a few minions, but he won't die to Swiper, who is now charging into the mid lane right on top of Shock. Tick-tock, buddy, your time is up. Spooks jumps in, repels out.
Oh, someone has to take the turret for him.
He's going to be able to. Swiper comes back in, only jumps on top of him. That's aggressive. Gets one kill. Swiper taking a lot of damage from these turrets. Swiffer still chasing further forward. If only it was level 6, different story. Prey Seeker almost takes down the Snake Lady. He wants this triple kill. He's going to be able to get a return for Shock's life.
Yeah, so actually good play coming out of Praetor. Sorry, only there, going over the wall. Looked a little bit dangerous, but at the same time, now in the top side of the map, Praetor's been able to shove in a big creep wave. No cannon creep there, so it's all going to die. And also get some good pressure release around the rest of the map.
Which is good. That play from Oli has relieved a lot of pressure on the map. TM can now try and find their way back into this game. They're only about 600 gold behind.
The problem is that so much of that lead that they have is going to be on only. As you can see, about 500 of it. And it's a 600 gold lead. A little bit more, 700 on the mid lane already.
Bottom lane is fairly even. It's about 100 for the 80 carry and 100 for the support. Top lane the same. Swiper's about 100
like
up.
ships in the night. They've sent everyone mid. You can see that Spooks and Aegim are kind of like, where is everyone?
Nowhere to be seen. Low and
Swiffer
Tegan just
will
hanging
be
out.
spotted here.
Puts a ward down, so it does spot out Low and Tegan, who don't communicate to take down that ward.
They also just didn't communicate to throw the hook out as soon as it went out.
This is really smart from Spooks and Aegim. They know they haven't been spotted out. They're on top of control wards. They're taking the long way around. Low and Tegan will get to the safety here. But
Yeah, they
don't
still might be
know.
dead. Flash headbutt Polv.
Here they go. Aegim charging on out. Goes in. Headbutt
Need it.
Polv. Lands onto Tegan. He has flash, but he's been stun locked. Spooks gets that kill. Very easy from the Chiefs.
Yeah, great execution of a gank. That's going to be more creeps falling to turrets. I mean, turrets are the real MVP. I wish we had that stat of how many creeps turrets have actually killed in the game, because so much gold is going to waste right now, Fish. You know, we had 2 big waves top crash. We've now had a massive wave crash bottom lane.
First brick as well.
First
Just
brick going to go down. That's massive.
650 gold for Raze. He's now got a sizable
Chiefs are the
lead.
8-minute turret kings at the moment. Yesterday, was it Direwolves that we were able to pick it up with the Caitlyn pick?
I think so.
8-minute turrets are very punishing.
So now Chiefs have a 2,000 gold lead. Tempo advantage. Spooks going to take blue buff away.
Potentially
From
can
Shock.
take the Dragon as well if you would like to. Instead, they're looking towards mid lane.
It seems like only picked up blue buff for himself. Shock wasn't even able to get into the Chiefs jungle to pick up blue buff. He's fallen behind. He's 20 CS down. A kill behind the Cassiopeia.
Yeah, he's had a pretty rough series. And I think it's one thing to be able to stand up on an individual level against OPL players. Completely different thing to be able to go against what has been a hard camp this game. So, unfortunate for the young player, but hopefully he takes this and learns. Game's certainly not over, only a 2,000 gold disadvantage. And now Praetor trying to get into the mid lane.
Yeah, flags and drags in. Swiffer looking for the damage. Shockwave comes through. Swiffer's in trouble. Aegim knocks him back. Somehow the Snake Lady lives and is still looking for the fight. Spooks now taking a lot of damage from Shock.
Yeah.
TM put up a good fight.
Spooks actually didn't take any damage on the way down. I thought that was certainly going to at least be 1 kill. Still had flash available, but at the same time, that's nicely played out of TM. They
Very
get
aggressive.
both summoner spells out of Swiffer.
Shows still have confidence coming into this match. Swiffer held on to his ultimate though the entire time. Decided not to use it.
Yeah, that was strange. He held on to flash as well when the shockwave came. I thought that he was actually going to flash the ball back onto Shock, but didn't go for it. You can see T-Gun actually wants this dragon now. They've got their jungler in the vicinity. They think they've sent Spooks back to base. However, certainly not the case.
He's running around with Hunter's Potion, so he never has to go back to base if he doesn't want to. Has his Moby Boots as well as upgraded jungle item. That's all you really need on Elise to get things rolling for your team. A lot of spears being thrown into this dragon. That's going to be ripped out.
It's ripped. Reset.
Does reset, but still has all the spears, so that will eventually be ripped out. Fire Dragon picked up by the Chiefs, first elemental of this game.
Only now looking towards what will be the Rift Herald. Isn't going for an aggressive build, actually just going for a pretty standard Cinderhulk. And across Summoner's Rift right now, I mean, the Chiefs definitely won the early game quite hard, but it seems to have once again gone through a normalized phase.
It's a 2,500 gold lead for the Chiefs, though. They'll be pretty happy to work with this. Only has picked up a Rift Herald, which you would love to use later on. Kratos going to get his back cancelled.
Yep.
Very mean, very rude.
And because of that, no one can actually catch this wave in the top. In the bottom, sorry. You can see that Raze and Aegim pushing this one in. It's going to be a lot of damage. At least 50% of the turret will fall down.
Potentially more. Rek'Sai's trying to make his way down, but Spooks is shadowing him. So Chiefs can potentially take this turret. Jarvan's way too far away.
I mean, Jarvan had the back cancelled, and they just push in what was 8 creeps. Now they have to disengage. But the damage is already done. I mean, sure, Low got to go top lane and pick up a big wave himself, but unfortunately for Praetor, he missed out on so much. Charge used mid lane.
Yep, Swiper's trying to dive shots. Decides against it.
That's a smart decision.
Getting underneath that turret.
I mean, the wave was pushing in. There was absolutely nothing Swiper was going to be able to do there. Shock does the right thing, just catches it on his turret. He's going to be absolutely fine. Still 20 CS down, but has normalized that. What was a very rough, at least level 1 fish.
Oh, TM going to use this time to try and chunk away its top lane outer. That should fall. I believe Low is going to be able to pick that up.
Yeah, certainly it's going to get very close to falling. It depends how confident they are that they can fight for the turret, because as you can see, 2 members are heading up.
Raze is here, but Tegan's right behind him. Only's here as well, so that's Dark Passage bringing the
Dive
Rex
is
side.
coming
Flash Blade doesn't connect. Raze will try and flash away. Hook
nothing
goes
hit him.
absolutely wide. Poor form from Tegan, and now Egypt gets a triple knockup. First kill into Tegan. Will stun lock Only. Swiper's in the back lines too. Only will flash on in, and Low pops the ultimate to get him back to safety, but still poor performance in the TM support.
Raze just pushes away skill shots. Nothing came close to him there. There was absolutely no hope that they were going to be able to take him down after everything missed. And unfortunately for TM, that means that the advantage that they were looking to secure on the top side of the map, I mean, if they kill him there, they get 1 turret, they drop Rift Herald, potentially pick up the 2nd turret, is absolutely nullified.
Meanwhile, Egypt looking for a adventurous dive without his ultimate. Flashes away immediately. Sorry, his ultimate is up, but didn't want to go for that one, it seems. There's the Chiefs. Really want this red buff. Raze going to stick some spears into it, get the help from Spooks. TM, 3,000 gold behind. Just seems like every time they look for an attack, Chiefs are ready to respond.
Yeah, the problem is, and quite like yesterday when we were seeing Legacy versus Regicide, TM isn't playing horrible League of Legends right now, and Regicide wasn't playing horrible League of Legends yesterday. It's just that the Chiefs and Legacy both look really comfortable against their counterparts this week. And you can see that they don't feel like they're making any rush decisions. It all looks very controlled. And, you know, the veteran squads coming into this week are looking to get it done.
Yes, wants to dive on top of Praetor. Did miss his bear trap on the rope, but Praetor still not winning that trade. Only trying to charge on in. Cataclysm gets popped by Praetor. He's taking a lot of damage. Knocked off Skull. It doesn't matter. Swiper says, come at me, TM. He's going to get the Cowardly Lizard back, and he could charge on towards this Rex side.
He's going to do it.
Does just that. Only stuck underneath a turret. Swiper's always at full health. Bear trap on a rope. Not going to pull him back from the void. He rushes out. Swiper in his mini form. Looking for the shotgun. No. He hit it, but it's not enough. No, he can't lifesteal. And the Prey Seeker finds his prey. Meanwhile, top side of the map, Tegan and Low looking to run away from the Chiefs. Spooks wants to get a cocoon down. Bladed King hits. Good hook. Play him back. Hits the turret. Low get one. He can't. He gets healed. Will he fall? He does to the turret. Low can look for the Super Mario jumps. Joe's for the first one. Gets Spooks. Tries to jump in. He's going to fall. Kratos up here as well, being chased by a snake. Egypt pops the ultimate. He gets angry. Knocks him down for a stun. Swiffer turns around for more kills. He's going to flag drag. Flash Swiffer follows. Grounds Low. Twin Fang after Fang after Fang. And double kill picked up by the snake.
I actually think that's a triple kill because he killed Shock up into the rotation as well. Swiffer now 4-0-1. 30 CS up and absolutely styling on the TM lineup. Still good trades across the board. Pretty back and forth play, Fish, but I think the Chiefs ultimately won that one.
He certainly did, and Swiper should be very happy with his outplay against Praetor. Praetor died twice in that team fight. Let that sink in.
Yeah, he certainly did. I mean, only got away, and he also dropped a Rift Herald down in the bottom lane. It got a lot of damage done to this turret. Will not pick it up, however. So that's just more CS that's going to be fed over. If we take a look at what, yeah, so he just runs into him. That's a pretty straightforward kill.
Not pretty.
I mean, it certainly wasn't. Then we get to see the continuation. Praetor, of course, had teleported into this play. Ejim had his ultimate still available and was able to get it done. Although, here we go.
Yeah, double shockwave coming out. They kill Raze to kick the fight off. Tegan is in some trouble. Ejim does not have his ultimate available, but they do get the Thresh back to safety. So good pick from TM.
Yeah, certainly is. Perfect player. Has been dead twice this game. Ooh, good hook as well. That's a second pick.
That's going to be 2 kills. Spooks falls, only gets that one. He goes on a killing spree. Some reprieve for TM. They're 4,000 gold behind, but still trying to find an avenue to fight back.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that off the back end of this, top lane turret is very low. Bottom lane turret's low, and Dragon spawning in 15 seconds. They should at least be able to pick something up. Blade of the Ruined King and IE done for both carries. So first real spikes coming out now. Low certainly needs some crit and attack speed to make his worthwhile.
Tristana, just like Caitlyn, does fall off slightly in the mid game. Really needs that triple crit item to start to ramp up a bit more. Swiffer doing absolutely fine this mid lane, has the Saracen Brace stacked up. A lot of Aegis stacking on top of that with a Dark Seal. TM looking to try and pick up a cheeky Elemental Dragon. Chiefs want to respond. Tegan is at half health.
I think they want in. I don't think they really care. They're just going to fight this one, Fish.
Let's see if they do. Swiper doesn't have teleport, but it's coming back up soon. Spooks says, thank you very much for the leash. We appreciate that. And we will have this Ocean Dragon.
Ejim's still going.
Let's go.
Head ramming Ejim at his finest. I mean, one person runs into the jungle. Everyone actually moves away from him. Now they've been caught out, however.
Spooks doesn't get down to the risk. Like, he gets splayed back. Big pick coming out for TM.
Oh,
Giga's in some trouble. Ejim was looking for it, but instead knocks back to Tristana onto the ground, and Swiffer gets that kill. Raises pulling the Alistar back. Swiper's looking for it. Jumps straight on top of TikTok. He's going to take a Dark Passage back to safety. The Swiper says, I'll follow you guys to the ends of the earth. We'll get knocked off Skull shortly, but he doesn't care. Juggles the turret aggro. Praetor jumps on in. Picks up a kill into Tegan. He'll fall shortly after, but the Snake Lady as well as the sticks are being thrown to the TM. Only their mid laner left up.
Yeah, 4 for 2 in the end, and the Chiefs will walk away from that one victors one more time. You can see TM actually doing a relatively good job of fighting fire with fire right now, but it is starting to slip away from them, Fish. And Swiffer is just absolutely massive. 7-0-1. It's a big Cassiopeia.
He's got 9,000 gold. He's 3k up ahead of Shock.
Swiper's actually looked not bad this game as well, but as you said, majority of the gold is on the mid lane.
Oh, goodness. Swiper's got his revenge against Praetor this game already. He must be very happy with that, but still, 7-0-1. A Cassiopeia is so accelerated.
10 stack on the Dark Seal. See whether it goes in the Gyre's pickup.
Oh, Saracen Brace just got complete as well. 6 stacks on the Rod of Ages. This is not looking good for TM. They need to kill this snake quick. I'm not quite sure how you do that against this team composition.
I wonder what he goes next, whether it's a Banshee's Veil to try and block out some of the initial damage that comes out, whether he just wants, you know, something like the Leandries or Void Staff because he is so far accelerated and wants to continue the snowball. It's going to at least be something with cooldown reduction. It's going to be Zhonya's Hourglass. KDA Protector.
See how he uses it in the next few team fights when he eventually gets it.
I mean, resistances plus the massive health and mana that he has is actually just incredibly good.
Yeah.
Maybe potentially worried about the fact that Praetor and Low are 2 of the higher damage people on the team right now because of how much he's dominated Shock in that mid lane. So just respecting, you know, the armor value as opposed to the active. There's not really all that much else that builds armor in his AP.
Also good against the Wombo combo. As soon as they dive on in, you can pop stasis and you should be fine.
Yeah, should survive enough of it.
For now, the Chiefs, though, they're in control of this game. Just under 5k up. Raze is looking for his first seal item. Ejim actually wants to engage here against Only. A scary cow at the moment.
You can see that as soon as Swiper disappears into Fog of War, everyone gets a little bit worried. Massive pings going down. They're actually going to start up this Baron. I mean, they've got Cassio as well as Elise. It is in vision, but they do it so damn quickly.
I mean, imagine if Kalista was there. That Baron would be dead already, but that's going to be rushed down. TM are trying to race towards this pit. Shocker's there.
Has to be a steal.
They're going to peel off.
Huh.
So let it reset. And again, if Kalista was there, different story, but Chiefs decided to try and rush it without the AD carry.
I mean, Only's higher level, so peeling off is actually the right call there. Only could have gone for the 50-50 steal, but you see how quickly Cassiopeia is able to get it done. Instead, they go back to their 1-3-1, and as we keep mentioning, Orianna cannot answer this part of Cassiopeia's game. It is nearly suicide for Shock to go up there.
Very smart from the Chiefs to peel off there. It seems like they were keeping Raze in mid lane to kind of bait that out in case there was no vision. If there was no vision on that Baron, that would have 100% gone to the Chiefs. Instead, they try to siege mid lane. Ejim, Raze, and Spooks working on this turret. They had Cassiopeia split pushing, and pings are going down onto her as she's on the red buff. Is trying to look at sieging, get a kill. Good. Cocoon lands at the Tegan. He gets locked down. Alistar going to take a lot of damage, but pulled away by Raze to get Ejim back to safety, forcing teleport out of Praetor.
I mean, and that already gets you everything you want. They break open mid lane. They're going to be able to get bottom lane turret. They also get the TP, and we already know that Baron is a focal point for the Chiefs with this team composition. We've seen them start it up once. TM potentially looking to pull that trigger, but unfortunately just not able to get it done, Fish. And the young squad, they're sticking into this game.
Not even close.
These two top laners are hilarious. Yeah, the TM's sticking in this one, but it's just becoming more and more difficult to win out.
Yeah. Let's see if they can find a way to fight back. Top lane adder is very low, so there is some standing gold there for TM to potentially look to. Baron buff is up. However, usually attacking a team against that are trying to take Baron is smart, but the Chiefs have just shown there they're very patient with their Baron play. Ejim is still sweeping out wards on his own this time. Thankfully, he's not Lulu, so he's not going to die to this Rek'Sai running at him.
I mean, it's also just a Spirit Visage Cinderhulk Rek'Sai, so I don't even know if it would kill Lulu at this stage. Only certainly there for a little bit of utility, not really there for the big damage numbers that come out of the Warrior Rek'Sai.
Now Chiefs will actually scout out the Baron pit. If they ever touch that as a 5-man squad, that will fall almost instantly. Even a 4-man squad.
Yeah, they have TP advantage as well, so Swiper can just stay here and continue to farm out this wave. And it really has looked nearly business as usual for the Chiefs.
Yep.
We're waiting for something impressive, something flashy to come out of this squad. They've been talking about the return of Jish, how they do want to now be the best team in OS, title that the Direwolves more than definitely deserve at the moment. But yet to play anyone good. I mean, next week is really the challenge for them. They're going up against Legacy, and if they can't win that, then they're going to have to get in line for their shot at the Direwolves. Teleport coming in behind. This is going to be a big play.
Yeah, Praetor doesn't have his own, so it's going to be a 5-on-4 started up by Skarl. Tegan's forced to flash over the wall. Meanwhile, Alistar thrown on top of only. Ejim flashes for the Pulverize straight on top of low. Into grounded. Spooks gets that kill. Big pick from the Chiefs.
And that was amazing play out of Ejim because he was behind only and he flashes to get low. Low was just so surprised by that. Dies with both summoner spells available, and that is going to be the Baron started up. Swiffer can just put the grounded on here, and it means only can't get over the wall. They can turn and try and burn this one with the twigs. There is no real steal chance it can come out.
Yeah, Kalista just does so good with these Baron buffs. Let's see if only he gets some form of a miracle going for his team. Shockwave comes through, but Kalista rips them out and picks it up. Swiffer, meanwhile, gets a solo kill against Praetor. If he wants more, he wants Shock and Tegan. Going for Shock first. Only's going to come through. We'll get a double kill to Tegan. Pops the Saracen Embrace for a big shield. Only's trying to fight back, but look at the stasis. Look at all the healing from the Twin Fags. Only now to get the heck out of there. I don't think he can. Gets knocked back into the team. Raze gets a kill as well, and my goodness, Swiffer looks so confident.
The Chiefs are on fire right now. Swiffer charges into the whole team, is able to pick up what was nearly a 1v3 one-team fight, and there's just no one that can really touch him. Level 15 in the game, highest on the map, 9-0-3. And they're going to be able to push into the base at 20 minutes into this one. Look to take the first inhibitor. The game's not over yet. They are going to have to fight a little bit longer. But right now, it just looks so damn good, Fish.
Yep, inner turret falls. Inhibitor is going to be the next one. Chiefs have Baron buff to work with. It's all a very healthy squad. Tegan's trying to find some avenue to attack this team. Can't quite get in there just yet. It's a very scary squad that they're working with at the moment.
Next Friday, I believe it is, Fish. Super Week kicks off. The Chiefs versus Legacy. It is going to be a huge game regardless, but now with both of them coming off big wins, both the mid laners really exploding in this week of the OPL. Swiffer versus Claire, Chiefs versus Legacy. I'm very excited for that game.
I'm actually really excited to watch Raze Ejim against Lost and Cupcake. We touted Raze and Ejim as the two best players at their role, and Lost and Cupcake as the best bottom lane duo. Raze and Ejim, though, they're really looking really good this entire split, the way they've been working together.
Yep, Raze actually seems like a changed man this split. No big questions about him in split 1 and whether he was dropping off, but this split in particular has looked mighty impressive. Kalista resurging into the meta only makes Ejim scarier as a support, with so much more utility going to be thrown at him.
Especially with melee supports coming back. That was Ejim's bread and butter. He's going to be moving back towards the Alistar, towards the Braum. He should be very happy with that.
2 full items behind Swiffer.
He's only got a Liandry's as well. Not quite what you want as an Orianna. For goodness sake. It's just disgusting.
Swiffer is 4 completed items.
He's technically full items as an AP mage. If you sold that Doran's Ring, replaced it with boots, which Cassiopeia can't buy,
Look at this. Chiefs just going to force fight underneath the base of TM. Tegan's stuck. He's off
Tegan
there
does the right
fighting
thing.
Swiffer by
He fights
himself.
Swiffer.
Thought to try and keep the snake occupied. Might actually get a kill. Swiffer's in trouble. Pops the Sarah's away. Tegan's going back for it. Doesn't matter. Spook's now the next target. Turret gets destroyed. Raze picks that one up. Swiper's still trying to get into the back line. Tegan eventually falls. Shock's been jumped on by a big old Mukau who bangs the bell over and over again. Gets the shutdown. Chiefs are just stonewalling through TM. There's nothing they can do. It looks so sloppy. I can't even keep up this team fight. But all I know, that's a quadruple picked up by Raze. He's marching towards the Nexus. And the Chiefs are going to be able to take down TM. What an absolute cracker of a series. This just seems like there was no way for TM to fight back.
Yeah, it certainly did not. Chiefs pick up their second victory, 27 minutes in. And I mean, that puts them equal first on the ladder and sets up the date with Legacy next week perfectly.
Just business as usual, as you mentioned. Raze, another quadra at the end of the game. He'll probably be screaming into my check this week again, but goodness sake, they look on form. Their first match of this split was against the Direwolves. It was a very close 2-1 series. Direwolves retained their right to be the best in Oceania, but Chiefs look hungry for a rematch.
Yeah, they certainly do. That man on your screen, T-Gun, a little bit shattered. He thinks his team is this close, and I agree with him. I honestly think that TM Gaming are on the brink of being able to turn this around. But so many times now, I've said, you know, it's going to happen next week. That they're a series away from really turning this into something special. And unfortunately this week, every single person on that team now looks like they don't know what went wrong.
Yep. For all the praise be sung for TM.
Yep.
just
Cautiously optimistic they were coming into this game, and unfortunately, they've just been smashed. So it is back to the drawing board for at least another week. They have to try and set up for, you know, 2 super weeks back to back.
Yep, I mean, Shock had an abysmal performance today.
Yep.
Praetor didn't look himself. Tegan and Low, we gave them so much praise last week when they were performing so well as a duo. Didn't do the same thing.
Only's early game pressure was non-existent.
yeah.
I mean, if there is a player that I actually think vastly underperformed, I think Only is one of the best junglers in the league at the moment. Spooks put on a clinic this series, so I certainly think that little bit difficult to, you know, sing the praise of anyone on TM.
Well, it could just be Chiefs. I mean, dominant form and an off week for TM almost. Perfect storm for this 2-0. But regardless, Chiefs looking really good going into their match next week during Super Week against Legacy. And still a top of the table clash, so it's going to be a very fun one to watch. Meanwhile, TM really need to find some wins here, and hopefully they can do so next week. But for now, to break down that series, let's send it back to the analyst desk.
Thank you, Fish. Thank you, Spawn. Chiefs 2-0 over TM. So, Carbon, your hopes for TM to take a game did not come to fruition. But,
Yep.
Choo-choos, congratulations to you for correctly picking that one.
Nice job,
Thank
Aaron.
you.
I feel like there was a weird tension there. I was assuming you would have some more to say to him.
I don't
about
know.
that, but
Like, I did want them to win a game.
Yeah.
I really want. Like, they've been looking so good the past 3 weeks. It's a real pity to see them. I feel like this break just broke that mojo.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't think about that. That could very well be the
Yeah.
case.
It's been 2 weeks,
2
not
weeks.
competing, and then
Not competing. I don't know what their scrim. You know, maybe they didn't get many scrim because 3 of the teams from the OPL were missing.
Yeah.
And so that's 3 less teams that you can scrim, and maybe they didn't get the. I mean, I don't want to make excuses for them, but look, Chiefs I thought played pretty well, and TM played pretty poorly.
And I want to talk about TM's inability to capitalize on Chiefs' mistakes, because Carbon, I know you're interested in this. Like, even though Chiefs didn't play the game perfectly, when, like, for example, they were overextended like this, TM were unable to
I mean,
really
this should
take
be
skills.
textbook, but this was just an abysmal dive. I mean, I cannot sugarcoat it at all. There's nothing good. Like, I mean, from a macro sense, the 3-on-1 is good. The timing is good because they got in there just before Ali did. But T-Gun flashes forward, misses Flame, misses Hook. Rek'Sai misses the knock-up. Like, Low didn't use his ult. Like, Kalista should have been
Dead.
900% dead there. Like, that should not... There should not be outplay potential for her. If you have flash on Rek'Sai and Thresh and Kalista's living and then turning the kill, I mean, that was... Yeah, that was very poor, and they need to work a lot harder if they want to be in the gauntlet this year.
Yeah, I mean, they've got a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
Both macro-wise, it looked okay. It didn't really get to that point, so it's hard for me to make
the opportunity.
It's hard for me to make that call, but definitely micro-wise, they need to start grinding. They need to start individually really getting better, because the worst thing for any team, and Tim, you probably know this more than anyone, is is losing.
What are you saying?
Is losing in the early stages of a game. If you lose,
Why would I know that?
If you lose in laning phase, if you lose in laning phase, it's actually the worst thing because there's no way you can feel.
Who is this guy? Doing here?
If you lose in laning phase, you can't really like do a VOD review.
it's just.
And
Hey,
Tim,
hey, Carbon, you know this.
You
know how
losing
when you
is
get
really
absolutely
bad.
rinsed?
Losing is bad. Tim, you would know about that. Tim, you know
when
all
you're
about
getting
losing.
Absolutely rinsed by another team.
Oh, come on,
Carbon,
man.
speak to that for a second.
no, but
I can see why he left the team. To be honest,
Jesus.
let us try to move forward.
okay, man. It's okay.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
friends here.
No, yeah, we're all mates. We're all mates. It's all fun.
The second thing I want to talk about, Chooches, and I know you had some complimentary things to say for the Chiefs about this, the way they took this Baron. Let's bring it up.
Yep. So I really would want to highlight Swiffer's Cassiopeia again. In the replay that we're about to see. So they're completing the Baron. They did a very smart thing by realizing that there is a potential 50-50 smite here. The Orianna Shockwave combined with the smite from online. They wait to get as many spears as they can, which is really nice of them to see. Swiffer, I don't know why, he just knows the limits of this champion so well, runs off, does his own thing, solo kills Praedyth, and progresses on to 1v3. He ends up almost killing Shock, turns around, kills Thresh, and pulls off a great Zhonya's here while his team follows up and backs him up. And yeah, I can't praise him enough, just from last week's Cassiopeia performance.
Oh, it's incredible stuff. So for people who haven't seen a lot of Kalista, because she's only just coming back into meta and being played a little bit more in OPL, explain the spears mechanic to everyone.
So essentially, the more spears you have in a target, the more damage it will do. So it's much better than Smite. I think he had about 20 spears. That's equivalent to nearly
4 million damage.
nearly 2k damage, which is one of the best securing abilities in the game.
Yeah, you should not be able to. It shouldn't be possible to steal a Baron against Kalista, especially when you time the rend, because the rend is instant. There's no animation. Because the rend is instant and you can smite instantly, you should be able to do like around 1.5 to 2k damage.
They didn't combine it very well just then.
They did, the synergy
but
there wasn't very good. But
the maths
that's the mechanic. Like you shouldn't be able to steal versus Kalista.
Ooh, and then just watching Swiffer just turn around and just 1v3. So pretty good stuff. You feel?
He will finish that game 9-0.
Yeah. Doing all right. Well, after 2 weeks watching Swiffer put on a clinic with Cassio, as we bring up the draft, do you feel like it's worthwhile to ban it now?
No.
Or maybe now, maybe for us next week, we might consider it. But like for TM this game, I wouldn't have thought about the Cassiopeia. Like I said after game 1, I don't think the draft really matters. TM weren't playing well enough in game 1, and then when that's happening, you kind of want to be like, let's just draft what we're good at. And then I think they tried to do that in this game, and yeah, again, same thing as game 1.
In both weeks that he's played Cassiopeia, in this game where he's versing Shock's Orianna, Shock's arguably that's his best champion that he's performed on. He chunked him out greatly at level 2 and sort of showed how Shock didn't really know this matchup very well. So I don't think it's worth banning. Tim, you shouldn't ban it. But yeah, I just think it Shock's.
I don't think he had a good
day.
He did not have a good day.
Experience of this matchup.
Did not have a good day.
Do you think we're seeing? Do you think we're going to see more and more Kalista because we changed to 714 next week? You're going to see these lethality buffs. Is Kalista still going to hang around? Do you think?
Probably. Yeah. I mean, lethality doesn't apply so much to ADs. You might
it's
see
just
stuff like
you
might see stuff like lethality Jhin or like lethality Varus come back maybe. But I think all in all, AD will mostly stay the same. You'll see like
probably see some Jace or
Tristana. I think is coming back. We saw 2 games of Tristana. We saw some Tristana yesterday as well. So I think Tristana's coming back as well. And then other than that, I mean, it's just the same stuff. Caitlyn, Varus, Sivir got played in EULCS this morning. Or last night.
Sivir got played in Vietnam as well, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, it did. So I don't know. That's maybe something else to look out for on the fringe.
I know we have a tweet coming through, so do tweet us, #IMOPL, if you have any questions for our analysts. This one in particular, when would Ancient Coin on Thresh be better than Relic Shield? And we have a jungler and a mid laner here, so obviously
I
Thresh
can
mains.
answer this. I'm a big Thresh fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I am. And I really like Ancient Coin because the speed is essentially like a Righteous Glory. The speed to catch up and
what's it called now? Talisman of Ascension.
Talisman of Ascension is essentially it makes you run up real fast and you can get that fly off and go off that. But
so
then
coin.
Yeah, off coin.
Yeah,
off coin.
Yeah, that's what coin builds into.
Relic Shield is also really good into tank matchups, or you just need a little bit more health, and it gives you that instant health for your AD carry when you last hit a minion.
Makes you tankier as well. I think Relic Shield is better like most of the time, like 90% of the time into most matchups. I think Ancient Coin, if you're playing against like a melee with no real kill pressure, it gives you extra CDR, right? Like it builds. I think you
Yeah,
get
it
more
does.
CDR.
Yeah, it does. It gives you
So,
10%.
Yeah, so I think the coin gives you more CDR, which like if you're open, if you're like in an easy matchup where you can just afford to just throw a lot of hooks and stuff, I think the extra CDR helps in that case. But I would say that most of the time you would just go the tanky item because Thresh needs to have
Well, if you have any other questions for our analyst desk, hashtag #IamOPL or at OPL. You can slide into their DMs as well. Presumably they're open. Let's look at these damage graphs, shall we? Because no surprises there. Kalista being the...
Jeez.
That is a lot of deeps.
Rek'Sai did less damage than Thresh.
Yeah, he was invisible today.
Yeah. It's actually quite...
Although, to be fair, in that game, he tried to gank bot like 2 or 3 times, and both times his bot lane were engaging. They were trading too early, lost all their health, and then only just had to, like, he walked in the lane, his bot lane would have to back under tower, and then he just had to leave again. And so I do think that, like, part of that is his team playing poorly, but I also feel like in previous weeks, like, he's just managed to impact the map regardless.
I think he got a couple of kills. He got that kill.
He made a nice play mid. He made a nice play mid, and it was unfortunate he didn't snipe Swiffer.
Yeah, could have got the 2-for-1 there.
Yeah, Swift kind of juked that around, didn't he?
Yeah, it is like, you know, that's one of those skill situations where if you can do it, great, but if you can't do it, like, you can't really ask someone like you should hit that all the time.
So going into this match, we did talk a lot about Shock, but he is going up in, against Swiffer in this matchup. He did play against him, and Swiffer is one of, let's say, you know, the best players in OS, one of the best mid laners in OS.
Yep.
When you look at these,
he died.
Yeah, I didn't realize he died either.
Yeah,
well, 9-1-4 versus 2-4-3 in terms of a KDA, and it's like you said, not a great day at the office for Shock.
No, not at all. What do you reckon, Aaron?
Yeah, it was just... Yeah.
Did you feel... I mean, you said, look, get him off the Zilean, get him onto the Orianna.
Yeah, and he did. He went on the Zilean and the Orianna, and it just... Both games went horribly wrong.
You want to get him on that Syndra. That's the next one.
Like maybe he needs to avoid the champs he's good at. Maybe if he just plays something just completely random, maybe he won't feed.
Oh, so you're saying like...
I'm still confident in Shock. Like he's a young kid.
Yeah.
He got picked up a solo queue. He's always like been around top 10. I'm very impressed by his Syndra. I played against it numerous times. I think he just had a bad series.
Yeah, I agree.
It's very easy to have a bad series against Swiffer, I would say.
That's also true.
Yeah.
I think that, I mean, you did get ganked a lot, I guess. But it's just the problem. I mean, it happened in both games. You just get super out-traded at level 2, and then, like, it's just over for him.
Yeah.
It's definitely something new for new players from solo queue that transition into competitive environments that you're not used to being punished as much as you would. He didn't have cleanse and flash against an Elise Kled. He got punished numerous times for that. So that's something he has to get used to.
We've talked about it before. Maybe today is just another learning experience for TM, but they do... At the start of the split, they did show some improvements, but that wraps up the series. Chiefs 2-0 over TM. Do not go anywhere because we'll be back with our second match of the day. Sin taking on AE right after these highlights.
Tyrant Swiper's always at full health. Bear Trap on a rope. Not going to pull him back from the void. He rushes out. Swiper in his mini form. Looking for a shotgun. He hit it, but it's not enough. No, he can't. Good hook. Play it back. Hits the turret. Low get one. He can't. He gets healed. Will he fall? He does to the turret. Low can look, but a Super Mario jumps. Joe's for the first one. Gets spooked. Tries to jump in. He's going to fall. Brain himself here as well, being chased by a snake. Heejun pops the ultimate. He gets angry. Knocks him down for a stun. Swiffer turns around for more kills. He's going to flag drag. Flash. Swiffer follows. Grounds low. Twin Fang after Fang after Fang, and double kill picked up by the Snake. Kratos jumps on in, picks up a kill on the T-Gun. He'll fall shortly after, but the Snake Lady as well as the sticks are being thrown to the TM. Only their mid laner left up. Swiffer, meanwhile, gets a solo kill against Kratos. He wants more. He wants Shock and T-Gun. Going for Shock first. Only's going to come through. We'll get a double kill to T-Gun. Pops the Saracen Race for a big shield. Only's trying to fight back, but look at the stasis. Look at all the healing from the Twin Fangs. Chiefs are just stone-walling through TM. There's nothing they can do. It looks so sloppy. I can't even keep up this team fight. But all I know, that's a quadruple picked up by Raze. He's marching towards the Nexus, and the Chiefs are going to be able to take down TM.
Whilst an OPL game lasts about 30 minutes, it's generally won from a series of plays that only last a few. Hi guys, I'm Jake Spawn Tiberi, and welcome to the War Room. We created the War Room to dive deeper into set plays, high-level macro, and solid team communication. But sometimes you just have to sit back and watch people get outplayed.
Blue team double kill. Rampage.
In Game 2 of Regicide vs the Chiefs, Regicide had fallen down 4,000 gold in the first 11 minutes. Desperate to fight back, they get a pick on Chief support Heejun in the river before trying to force it down mid. this is the right play. With only arrow down on Chenny's Ashe, and in a 3v2 situation, Regicide should have the advantage. However, due to some micro mistakes, Swiffer is able to capitalize, and along with some help from his Shadow Spooks, pick up 3 clean kills. As Fade and Decoy approach mid, Swiffer cuts off the choke with Cassiopeia's Miasma. This forces Fade to take an incredible amount of damage and burn his flash before committing. Notice how Fade also tries to weave in an auto attack after his body slam. This allows Swiffer to flash the cast. Now it's time for the Chiefs duo to go aggressive. Swiffer lands a 3-man Cassiopeia ult, stunning all Regicide members, while Spooks tags Fade with a Sonic Wave Resignating Strike combo to pick up the first kill. Spooks then ward hops behind Suman's Victor, Dragon Rage kicking him back towards his turret, and weaves in an extra auto attack for the double. The Chiefs duo then turn their attention to the lowest priority target in Decoy's Braum, where Swiffer picks up the final kill. This whole time, Swiffer was able to keep up Noxious Blast Poison, allowing him to spam Twin Fangs. This play was enough to help secure the victory, pick up number 4 on this week's Penta, and frankly, just look sick. Here Regicide took a shot at slaying the Oceania Kings, but ended up falling on their own sword. That's it for the War Room. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you next week.